Hey there, toy collector friends and Star Trek fans alike. Welcome back to the channel. I'm the Triple TC, that's the time traveling toy collector, and today we are looking at the next entry into the Star Trek Starships collection as provided by Fanhome, and this time it's an entry from Star Trek Strange New Worlds. It is the USS Farragut, NCC 1647, and frankly, what I think is one of the most boring, boring designs ever. I think it was the starship that Jim Kirk served on. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure I'm gonna like the model. Whether or not it's something that I choose to keep, or maybe I'll think about giving it away, or even passing it on, selling it on. I'm not sure yet. I'll let you know once I've had a good look at it, and maybe we'll make that decision during this video. Who knows? But yeah, it's again, lovely packaging. I do love what they do with that sort of starscape on these. We can see it's Strange New Worlds. There's the product in its cradle. It does look smaller. It looks smaller than its predecessors. The box is the same size, but it does look smaller. There it is, engaging in warp flight on the base there. Strange New Worlds. Fanhome on the side. Fanhome on the side. Words and stuff upside down on the back, and the top we have oh sorry, turn it around, bang, there we have. Now again, it's from the side it looks interesting, and the angle's quite nice. So there's a nice interesting deflector dish there, saucer section. Yeah, it looks like a degree of tampographic artwork on there. The nacelles, I mean, you know, it's got all the component parts you'd need it to have. So I'm optimistic. But before we open it up, two things. First thing is I'm going to show you a letter that they sent me, included in the package. And the second thing, which I'll do first, is to say, if you're interested in Star Trek content, or indeed Transformers, or Battlestar Galactica, or G.I. Joe, or Doctor Who, or Star Wars, or anything like that, why not drop an absolutely free subscription to the channel? Because if you do that, you'll never miss a future release video. And also, frankly, it really strokes my ego, which is never, you know, not going to be grateful for having a bit of a stroke. So please feel free to do that, and it of course will help me get ever closer to my next subscriber milestone. So please be a part of that, and please help me do that. But of course, if not, no problem at all. It'd be great if you could like the video. But again, I'm just happy to have you along for the ride. So let's talk about this letter. This is the letter that I got from Fanhome. It doesn't have anything top secret on there because it doesn't have my details. Dear customer, due to the high success of this collection, we've run out of stock. And we are unable to deliver the gift you are expecting to receive in this package. I'll let you read the rest of it. But they've sent me the items that they do have right away. Now this is really interesting because Fanhome, what was due in this particular collection was the binder for the magazines. But what they've sent is a binder for the magazines. Now, it's not, it's in plastic still because I've only just sort of received it and unpackaged it. It's not a binder per se. It's a flat packed, I don't know, folder? Shelf folder thing. I mean, the art, don't get me wrong, artwork on the front is lovely. Really nice. So I'm here for that, and it's the same on the other side, which I think is a shame. We could have benefited from a bit of a difference. There's some instructions there on showing you how to do it in case you struggle, and given how I struggle with some of the Transformers toys, that's probably not a bad thing. But to be honest, I was just a bit confused because I'd seen a couple of people who'd received other stuff from Fanhome in the past who'd already said, you know, this is what we've received instead of a binder. And, you know, maybe that's just because this is more economical and more environmentally friendly than a binder. You know, great. It just seems odd that they've bothered to send me a letter drawing attention to the fact that it's not a binder, and to suggest that they're going to send the binder in a future release. Because I'm quite content with that, you know, to be honest. And I'm not even sure I'm going to necessarily use it. But on the topic of, so sorry, before I go on to the topic of the magazines, did anyone watching this who's subscribed to the collection, did you get a binder, or did you get this cardboard sort of shelf warming folder, which, to be fair, I would suggest is far too large for these magazines. Let's put them next to each other, because, you know, I would have thought they're just going to get lost inside, aren't they? They're too big. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking it, quite possibly. But anyway, here's the magazine that comes with the USS Farragut. Again, I love the artwork. They make a boring ship look really interesting in the artwork. What's on the back? The Star Trek logo, lovely, just to show it's official. Again, I won't show you everything in here, and that's how that gets assembled. That's useful for the future. There's the bit of information about the ship itself, another view of the ship, so we know what we should be expecting. I'm really hoping, a bit scared now, that those nacelles, which look extremely fragile, we're talking Enterprise J fragile, are attached, because again, I know there have been some issues and some incidences with, you see, the more you see the artwork, the more you kind of go, yeah, you can't not love this, can you? You can't not love the ship. Yeah, well, we'll see. Let's see if it looks like that when we take it out of the thing. I know there's lighting. So yeah, you get a lot of the background around the design. There's some series shots, although that definitely wasn't Strange New Worlds. What else have we got in here? Some lovely, there's a range of stuff. Okay, so this is something I wore, and there's some design concepts, I'm sure. There's lots to read, lots to look at, lots to find out about. As I say, I'm not going to show you everything that comes in here because, well, because if you're that interested, I know you're going to go and buy it, which is great, because then that gets us more ships down the line because it's such a popular range. Hint, hint. So let's move on to the main event. It is the Farragut. If you could all join hands and please pray, God, that everything is in one piece. We shall open the box and see what we shall see. I'm always very grateful for these two cut-out bits for ease of fingers. I'm not sure anyone ever mentions that, but I just wanted to show my appreciation. Okay, nothing's rattling. There's the ship. There's the thing. Everything looks intact. Give me 2 seconds and I shall get it out of the box, all assembled on the stand, and then we can take our complete look at the Farragut. Okay, and here it is. And here it is. I might see if I can just bear with me 2 seconds, because as I'm looking at it, I'm thinking this might benefit from a bit of additional lighting underneath, just so we can see a bit more of this ship. So let me see if I can. That might make life a little easier. Might cast a few more shadows in a second, but never mind. So here we have the Farragut. I've connected the stand together, which was very straightforward. I'll show you that in a second if that floats your boat. You can see here there's a few major observations that I have. One, the saucer section feels and looks extremely thin. Extremely thin. It's probably on a par with others, but it looks extremely thin. Surface detailing is really good, as ever. I've no issue with that, and the nacelles were intact. So again, no issue there either. In the whole of the ship was in one piece, but I'll go into a little more detail on that because it's in one piece, but maybe not perfect. You may have spotted that already if you have got eagle eyes. So you can see some of that surface detailing and the paintwork there. You can see the detailing on the nacelles there. So again, from a quality of detailing point of view, I'm quite pleased with it. The nacelle, the Bassard collectors are that translucent plastic, so we are able to get a hint of the engines at work. So I'm just adjusting that other lamp just to see if they can catch the translucent plastic there. They kind of are, but not fully. So I'm going to get the ship in hand, and then you can have a look at it. Again, it's what I do like. I do like and don't like is this is a very supportive stand. The only, again, it's kind of, you can't win with this. So I fully accept that. So it's weighted. There's nothing on the bottom, just the felt. But this plastic it's a bit tight. It's tilted backwards, which is good. The center of gravity is in a really sensible place, so you don't get a sense it's going to fall and damage itself. But it's really tight here on the saucer section, and it worries me that we're going to see some damage there. That's what worries me there. So anyway, here is that saucer section, USS Farragut. I'm going to keep us nice and close there so you can see all of that, the detailing there. There's the bridge area, which you see is pulled out in what looks at the moment like a sort of shiny metallic option, but it's actually a light blue. It's almost like a duck egg blue, which presents in the lighting as being almost silver-esque. But yeah, you can see the phaser strip there. It's a, you know, there's a lot to like about the level of detailing. I can't really say anything negative about that. There's no secondary hull for me to hold on to, so as I turn it around to the rear of that, you can see there, I hope, the let's see if I get a bit closer, you can see the impulse engines. There's the minimal secondary hull tucked there, and there's those lovely nacelles with that nice curved thing, which was what I was worrying was going to not look so great. And then if you see there, you can see the surface detailing of the nacelles, and at the back, there are nice. Again, there's that. It looks slightly different on camera to real life, which is fascinating. I quite like how it looks on camera more than how it looks in real life. They are. Let's try to see if I can get you to. There you go. That's what it looks like in real life. They are that nice sort of duck egg blue, but slightly brighter than the than what we saw on the bridge section of the saucer. So that's really, I think that's really interesting, and it does look really, really good, and it mirrors that the warp element of the nacelle there. You can see that blue inlaid section there. It mirrors that nicely, and again with the nacelle, if we go in, you can see all of that detailing there. It's really well done, right there down to the bussard collector at the front, and it's mirrored on this one as well. And there we have the registration. Again, you can also see the warp engines a bit more clearly here. Very nice. You can see some of the windows there around the bottom of the saucer, and you can see here, sadly, that they don't line up. So again, we're now seeing a bit of the old legacy of Eagle Moss and Hero Collector, where we have windows that do not line up. I almost want to say, don't paint them, just leave them as inlaid, and shadow and lighting will do the rest, you know. You can see the bussard collector there, picking up that light secondarily, bouncing off the side, showing off that nice sort of red glow. And we'll do a full underneath, full underside. So there you are, those nacelles. You can see the detailing there on the underside of the saucer section as we move along, and we arrive at my biggest gripe, which is this deflector. It's a defective deflector. It looks okay from certain angles, but when you actually look head on, it's wonky. Can you see that? I don't know if you can see that actually. It's a wonky deflector. And that disappoints me, because it looks like it's been bent somehow. It doesn't look like it's been, well, it has been bent somehow, but I think it looks like it's been molded that way. And I say that because there's nothing around it in the box that would have made it bang or hurt itself. So it shouldn't look like that. So it's gone into the box like that. So that's a QA issue. The detailing on it, however, really nice. It actually reminds me of the old Dinky Enterprise with that sort of orange deflector dish, except that one faced the right way. But it is a very fragile connector, as you can probably see there. I hope you can see how fragile that actually is. So because I did look at bending it into place and went, yeah, I'm not doing that. Now it's a minor thing and it sits out of sight mostly. So can I survive with it? I don't know if it's worth the hassle with Fanhome It's almost one of those sort of pick your battle things. I don't know if I would sell it looking like that. I don't know if anyone would buy it. But I do think, you know, let me do that. Might get some nice lighting effects, or I might not. But yeah, I think it's a nice ship. I just think that if that deflector was straight, I might have more positive thoughts about the Farragut. It isn't the most awe-inspiring design, and you know, there's nothing I can do to change that, and there's nothing I can do to change the fact that I don't find it a particularly awe-inspiring design. But that said, I don't dislike the model. I dislike the anomalous deflector, but the model itself, I kind of like it. I kind of like it. What I will say is, and this might just be my personal perception, so I'd be interested in your thoughts, it feels a lot smaller. It's not really, but it feels a lot smaller than its predecessors. And I'm a bit disappointed, because I was hoping that they were going to continue to feel as robust as the Titan A felt, you know, and so on. So I'm a little bit disappointed about that. Now, obviously, the next one that's coming out is the first XL of the range, and it is the Enterprise F. So we'll have a look at that in terms of, because I'm expecting that to be quite sizable, as it should be. So we shall see. And then what I'll probably do is a bit of a comparative video of our first 4, because that first XL is a bit of a milestone for this range. So I'm looking forwards to getting it, and then we can have a look at, we'll compare what we've had so far from the Fanhome range. So watch out for that video, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please do, so you don't miss it. But yeah, that's kind of all I can show you for this, because it is what it is. I don't dislike the design, as I've mentioned. I think it's all rather good. My only real criticism is that deflector dish, which I'm keep having my eyes drawn to it, but only because I know it's there. There's a lot of other things and other aspects of this to like, and you know, lit the correct way and, you know, displayed the correct way, it would hardly be noticeable. And I'll see how it comes out when I do some shots for the end of the video. But yeah, am I disappointed? I'm disappointed in that element. The rest of it, I'm happy with. As I say, it doesn't set my world on fire as a starship design, but what they've presented as a model is well done. Again, we have the issues with the alignment of the windows and the paintwork. I don't know why they do it. They just save themselves a lot of hassle, grief and disappointment if they just didn't. Just leave them as indents. I think that if you're going to do it, do that, and then just leave them. That's my view. I'd love to hear other people's views down below. So, what do you think of the Farragut? Is it a yes, or a no thanks, or a hard pass? If you've got the subscription, I know some of you have, and you've seen this, have you gone, yeah, it's going on eBay? And if that is the case, do let me know what the market's like. Are people picking it up? As I say, I don't know if I'll get rid of it. I don't have any affinity to it or love for it, but at the same time, I don't dislike it. I'm just gutted about that that imperfection, and I don't know if I've got it in me. I think I want to choose my battles with Fanhome if I do have to go back and correct anything. So I may sit on this one and just tolerate it. We shall see. Jury's out. Anyway, thank you for spending the last nigh on 20 minutes with me. You've been a fantastic audience. I've been the Triple TC, that's the Time Travelling Toy Collector, and this has been the USS Farragut from the Fanhome Star Trek official Starships collection, as it appeared in Strange New Worlds. Again, thank you for spending your time with me. I very much look forward to seeing you in a future or indeed a past video. And it just remains for me to say that a thing of beauty really is a toy forever. Take care. Bye-bye for now.